Alright, so we got Voyager installed, and I figure what everybody wants to do is probably get started on a front end so that we can get something looking a little bit different than just a base Laravel installation. So I went ahead and added a free, I think it's from startbootstrap.com theme into our application, and then we can start customizing it. So this is the contents of the package that I got for that. And basically we're going to start by moving these CSS, image, and JS and vendor folders from the package for the theme into the public directory so that we can access them in our let's stop that. Let's see what's in here already. Okay. So what we're going to need to do is merge these in, which will be fine. Won't take any time at all. So we'll just grab that. Drop that in. Do the same with our JS, and now we can get rid of this. Okay, normally you'd probably keep this, but since this isn't about CSS or anything, we're just going to get rid of it. And then we need to grab this whole folder and drop it in. What's in there already? What the heck? TCG, Voyager, assets. What is all this? Let's see. Is that what's in there? Alright, we'll just grab this. Oh, maybe the... Okay, I get what's going on. So the package installed these TCG assets for us automatically. So that's no big deal. Okay. So now we can get rid of this. And we can probably dive into our code and start there. Okay. So we probably don't really need that. Yeah, delete that for now. We don't want it. All right, and we'll leave the rest of this for now. It's no big deal. So what we want to do is probably copy this, or I guess move it. Yeah, let's just move it. That'll be easier. So we're going to move that into a layouts folder, and then we will turn this into a blade file. And then we can start turning this into a view that we can use in our application. But for now, I'm just going to create a new index, and then we will use the blade to extend the other index. And really we could get started simply by going to our web routes, and instead we can just return index instead of welcome, and now we should actually get something. Yeah, so now we're getting the basics of that working, but we want to go ahead and clean up some of our view here so that we can start putting in our own content. So out of the gate, this is basically the index of a blog view. So what we would probably do, there's the navigation, page header, the main container. So we might want to start here and grab everything here. And then in the layout of the in our layout, we want to yield the content, and then we will get the content in our actual blade file. Alright, we can save that, come back, and if everything's working, we should be good to go, which I guess that reloaded, so All right, so that's still working. Great. So there's things we don't necessarily have to do, but I don't really like scrolling through a ton of stuff. I like to be able to get to what I want to edit pretty easily. So I'm going to go ahead and move some of these into a partials folder, and then that way we can access them much easier if we want to. And so this lesson is basically going to be about just some basic blade stuff. It's nothing really about the alright, so we're going to leave this for now because I think I have an idea, or not an idea, but I think we might want to, or actually, yes, because of the way this is set up, we actually want to change this, I think. Alright, and then the footer, we're going to also move the footer into a partial. I don't know, I kind of prefer it just a little bit, so. Alright, come back here, include our footer. Alright, come back, reload, still got our footer, we're good to go. Okay, so we could leave this for now, but because we're probably going to need to reference this somewhere other than the root of our site, we can come in here, and in the first pass we can just add a leading slash, and that'll tell any resources to go from the root of our site as opposed to being relative. So we can just add that really quick as a quick stopgap measure. We might come back and fix it later if we need to. Okay, so we got our nav, our index, and everything is being pulled. So now I think our next step is to basically get our data into our view. So we could come in here and do it in a closure, but we're probably better off using a controller because that's really what we're going to be doing in the long run. So let's go ahead and do that, and it's not really that big a deal. So alright, so now we got a blog controller in our application, and if we say the index here, let's see, return view index, and then we want to point this to our blog controller now, and we should still get the same thing, which we do. Cool. And so now the other thing is it doesn't give us the Voyager doesn't give us any models, so we're gonna have to generate those ourselves. Or I mean, technically, if we were to come in here and look for post.php, there is a model in the directory for Voyager, but we could use it or we could not. So if we reference it, it'll work, but we don't to customize it. We don't have a way. I mean, we could publish this maybe if it is available in Voyager that way, but if we really wanted to customize this with anything in our application, it's not really, we can't really do that easily. So I think the best way to go is just to generate a new one, or I mean, technically, I guess we could generate a new one and extend this one if we really wanted to customize it. But I think for the purposes of this, we're just gonna create a new one and go from there. Okay, so now we got a new post in here, which connect this up, and all right, so that should get to our posts table automatically because of the way Laravel works. So we don't really need to do anything in there at the moment. We are going to need to use that here. And then now we want to return a posts variable with some posts populated. So for first pass, we'll just say post get, or I guess post all, that'll work. We come back, we should get no error. Okay, we don't. So that means now in our view here, we actually have posts available to us. and we can actually use them and start generating our view a little bit. Okay, so this is a post preview. We have a post preview here. So really, this is going to be a post. It's like a section on the index page that is basically for a post. So we're going to copy this into a partial, and we'll say post. What is a good word for this? Partial blade.php, I guess. Partials, nah, it's already okay. Yeah. Okay, so since we're putting this in the partials directory, we can just call this post because we already know it's a partial. If we were doing, we'll probably create another one called post, which will be like a single post, and we can have that not in the partial directory, and that's probably enough for us to know what is going on. So we'll bring that back, and now we can for each over our posts as posts, and we could really include the partials post and pass along the posts. Although I guess this may need to be an array if I remember off the top of my head correctly. Okay, so that should be working. Let's see if I did anything wrong. No errors yet. Okay, so now if we get the post title here, and I don't know if we have subtitles in our, does not look like we do. We just have an excerpt. So if we look at what's going on here, we get our title, and then this is what they call a subtitle. But for us, I think we're just going to call that a post excerpt, so we can see what's going on. And we'll come back to that. We reload again. All right, now we're getting some different ones. So I think our stuff is working. Looks like we're missing an HR in our post here. And if we come back, reload. All right, now we get the line back. That is cool. And so now, if you see, the rest of these basically just repeat until it runs out of pages. So we can actually now get rid of all of the additional posts, and now we just have the ones that are, or the sample data from when we installed Voyager. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so what else do we need to do in here? So this is posted by, so this Start Bootstrap is kind of like an author, and then this is the date. So we can do this pretty easily by doing our post created at, and we can format that because we already know it is a index of carbon, and this is going to be this MD here, like that. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. Not quite what we want. I think capital M will give us the, yeah, but we want the full. All right, so now then we can get rid of this. Okay. All right, so now we have the full month, and then, okay, now we want to worry about our author. So if we come into our database, we can see we have an admin, and we have these sample posts. So it looks like out of the gate, it's defaulted to an author ID of 1 or 0, but our user ID is 1. So we're going to go ahead and update these posts, and then we want to go to the model we created, and we want to create a relationship with our user, and we're going to call that an author, and we're going to return this belongs to user class, and we're going to use the author ID as our and let's see if we get any error or anything. Looks like we're not. So now in theory we should be able to come in here and echo out an author name by just calling post author name, I think. Let's see what we get back. Okay, now we're getting back admin, which is the name of our user here and here. And if we wanted to change this to, Andy, which is me, then we come back here and that's updated. So that's pretty simple to do there. So yeah, that's the beginning of our blog, and you can see pretty quick we already have a pretty basic homepage set up in the system with blogs being posted and everything. So that's not bad. I mean, that was what, 5-10 minutes? Pretty good. So the next step is we need to worry about I guess this little pagination thing here. So with Laravel, we know it kind of does pagination for us automatically. So I think we need to just say, what is it, post links, I think, and that'll automatically give us a basic pagination. So if we come back and reload here, it's probably going to disappear or give us, okay, so that is posts. I need posts as in plural because that's the one that's the resource. Method links does not exist. Isn't that what it is? Let's see here. Yeah. Oh, I wonder if it's just as simple as, okay, so if we want to paginate this and we want to get, let's do 2 so that we can make sure that this is working. So I think that's all it was. That hit the wrong thing. Oops. No fun for me. Okay. So now if we refresh, okay, now we have this pagination, but that doesn't quite match what the design was. So if we actually, I think it is simple. Is it simple pagination? Man, I cannot remember. Okay. It's on our call. So we have to do, instead of paginate, simple paginate. And then that'll give us back the links. Oops. Okay. So now we get our previous and the next. And if we really wanted to, we could customize that to really match the other one. But I'm not too worried about it now. And then there we go. Our pagination is already working. So that is pretty handy and pretty good to go. So next thing we could probably do would be to work on, so this title, this is going to be the name of the part that shows up here, right? So whatever this would be, but the thing is we can actually set a setting in here for a title and a description. An admin title, okay. So if the title, what's that going to be? We could say, Acme Inc. whatever. And to get that value, we need to just come in here, grab that setting and put it there. And if any luck, refresh here. Now we have site title. That's not what, I bet you know what it is. Bet I did not save this yet, or did I? Acme Inc. Save settings. All right, now we got our Acme. Okay, cool. So another thing, right? This is for the blog title, the name of the blog. Thoughts on code, something like that. And let's just say some basics. Anyway, okay, so that's the basic thing we got going on there. So I guess in the nav is where this name is. So this would probably be similar to the title. All right, so we got our Acme Inc. up there, and then this will probably take you to the home page, right? So we'll just say URL home. And now that's working. Cool. Now this is our main other nav, so we're probably going to want this to go to the home. Well, actually, we're not going to worry about that just yet because we should move on into the... So that, all right, so anyway, that's the basics of setting up your front ends, which is exactly like setting it up in a standard Laravel application. Nothing new has been going on here. Let's see if I still have the... Yeah, okay, cool. So we can do that. Now we got our Acme Inc. Let's get the current year. And yeah, if you really wanted to, you could set up, you know, your... what is this one? Their Twitter, whatever user. You can set your link to Facebook, whatever. And then what is this one? GitHub. Okay, same shit. All right, so now we got some basic social links set up. Our name in the footer, the date will stay up to date forever. We got a pagination for some posts. We have an author for these posts, the date being formatted, the excerpt, and then of course that link doesn't work yet because we haven't hooked that up. Changed out this, and then next couple of lessons we're going to move on to the navigation with the menu, and then driving out the posts view. So I'm going to stop this one for now and probably edit it quite a bit, and then we'll move on.